The Pod Network Entertainment.
Who's ready for story time?
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
Let me talk to him.
Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff Cobb.
I have to finish the story.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Run!
Bang! The sniper is shooting you down. This is TMDK's Robbie Eagles.
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
Hello, my name is Ilya Dragunov, the Czar, the NXT champion, and you're listening to...
And you're listening to...
And you're listening...
And you are listening...
And you're listening
to the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
Listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stan C, Romoran, and Emil Nate checking in from our live stream. This is part 2. And if you caught yung first part yesterday with our conversations on Seth Rollins and his reported injury, or Becky Lynch and her pursuit of Rhea Ripley and everything else we talked about, thank you very much. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and follow and subscribe to the podcast. It is here on Spotify, the Wrestling Podcast. Just click that follow button or follow us on social media at Wrestling2XPod on TikTok or on Twitter, and everywhere else it is at Wrestling Podcast. And now, without further ado, here's part 2 of this week's live stream. Merong na late si Ali/Adore Adore.
What up, Ali?
What's up, Ali? Thanks for joining us. Whatever time you check in, kahit na nakikinig kayo the following morning when we drop these episodes on Spotify, we really, really appreciate you guys supporting the pod and following us. If you haven't yet, please follow us, by the way. We're on Spotify. It's the Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, there's a question here. It actually involves our friend Ali here. Pero I guess we'll have to address it somehow. So we will get these questions, but Stan and I are not allowed to comment on that issue. As in, there is a legit directive, and we will honor that directive. Emil, it's up to you if you want to comment on that, but Stan and I can't touch it.
No, I'll just say that I think Ali got the justice that she wanted, and yung I always say na dapat managot yung dapat managot, and I feel like that person got what he deserves, and yun yung sasabihin ko. I think everyone close to her, everyone who was friends with her, and everyone in the community we're satisfied, we're happy with kung ano yung naging decision or what happened. So that's all it is. So yun yung sasabihin.
Yep. I've got nothing good to say other than I just want wrestling to be safe for everyone.
Yes.
That's
true.
That's all I want. Wrestling to be safe for wrestlers, fans, crew members, everyone. So,
yun lang yung pwede namin sabihin.
Keep it that way.
That's as much as we can say.
Yeah. Let's talk about Grayson Waller here, because this dude went to great lengths to protect the business when he appeared on the show Sunrise in Australia. So it's their version of the Today Show, or whatever morning show you watch, like Unang Hirit, or back in the day, diba, Umagang Kay Ganda. So it was LA Knight who's in the background. He's actually being covered by Grayson Waller here. And then if you haven't seen the clip, itong dalawang co-hosts, the female and then the dude in the suit, medyo ginagago nila si Grayson Waller. And even LA Knight to an extent, na parang, totoo ba yan? Baka pwede mo kamang gawa ng moves, mag-sample ka nga or whatever. And then tong dude in the suit, nangangancho pa, sabi niya, tong FD namin. FD means floor director, the guy in the shorts.
He's
tong
huge.
FD namin, last day niya na ngayon. Sabi niya, last day na ng FD namin, siya yung tirahin mo ng moves. So si Grayson Waller was like, hindi ako magfe-fake punch, kala mo fake to? Sasapakin talaga kita, mananockout ka, So, nakipagbangay siya talaga. Dito may clip tong dalawang hosts. So Glendale is saying na, this is David Schultz all over again. And if you don't know the story behind that one, si Danger David Schultz is a wrestler from the 80s na medyo ginago ng isang TV host in an interview. And then nabuisit si David Schultz, sinapak niya, na-knockout talaga for real. And naging scandal siya, nagkademandahan sila and all of that. Grayson Waller will not do that. As much of a heel as he is on TV, Grayson Waller will not do that. Kasi unang-una, professional yan. Pangalawa, teacher yan dati, guys. Pakinggan yung interview namin with him from 3 years ago before he signed with NXT.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The dude had a life before wrestling. He was a school teacher. So may modo siyang tao kahit papano, okay? He was just doing what he could to protect the business. And I personally appreciate what he did.
To Ali's question, actually, the main question I was thinking about is it real or not? Was it a work segment that they come together and script that segment to get heat on Grayson? And I do not know the answer to that. I don't know. It's a good work. If it's a work, it's a good work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't tell. Si Mate, yung floor director na he's huge. He's fucking huge. It's no joke. That dude was not hindi siya patpatin. Hindi siya sino patpatin. But Grayson would have handled it a lot better than me. Like, I wouldn't have slapped the guy as well, but I would have played it off as a joke. He went up and he got in his feelings, rightfully so. He properly got offended at the implication na hindi totoo yung ginagawa, which is syempre, we all know it's a work. But Kyle's asking if I'm Grayson Waller. I wouldn't do the same thing. I've talked so much, I've shared so much dirt about the business, and I wouldn't have done it. And a lot of vets would have gotten mad at me for talking candidly about the worked nature of professional wrestling.
Feeling ko rin, if Ro did what Grayson Waller did, makakabalik agad din sa akin. Someone in the business, in media, would have probably gone to me and be like, yo, what is your boy doing out here?
No, I mean, si LA Knight, biglang kabig Get Grayson Waller to do it. I don't know if what he did was right, but maybe he got pissed off. Then maybe nagalit din si Grayson Waller. No? Ba't ako naman yung natoka dito? Diba?
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Again, I don't know if the whole thing was scripted. Because when I watched it, I thought it was a skit. Diba? Kasi
diba?
Uso naman yun sa mga morning shows. Like, I've seen that sa mga local morning shows. So they would have skits whenever there would be guests, diba? So, but if that was real, then I will say Grayson Waller did an excellent job protecting the business without actually hurting someone on live TV. And
continue, finish.
No, because I think some people still thinks that wrestling is fake and the moves.
Some people, some.
Well, or I think most. Okay, I'll say it's okay. I'll say most people think wrestling is still fake, and the moves don't hurt until they pass out or get knocked out by a wrestling move. So yun lang naman. So plus kung if they want wrestlers to demonstrate wrestling. I actually seen one interview, from local na it was kind of a proper
Super P at
way
si Andre
of asking.
Felix.
No, it was with Julius Babaw and yung asawa niya when
Christine Bersola.
Yung asawa niya, puta.
Christine Bersola there.
How dare you disrespect Christine Bersola? Jesus.
A legend in Philippine journalism.
I forgot her name, pero kilala ko siya.
Fucking sexist.
I'm sorry. When Crystal and JDL, like, they demonstrated a bit of what they do. Yun yung para sa akin, if you're gonna ask them to demonstrate, like dapat sila, hindi yung sa normal na tao kasi hindi nila mano yun, hindi nila magagrasp yun. So yun lang naman.
Yeah.
Kung si Super P, sinubmission niya si Andre Felix, matatawa ako. But she'll never do that because Super P is a professional.
Exactly.
No. Tsaka, to give more evidence or, to argue more about these things being worked. I remember, this is a story for my podcast that I forgot. some of the boys appeared on TV with Baron Geisler, nung kasikatan ni Baron Geisler in that with that MMA fight challenge with
yung kay Kiko Matos.
Kiko Matos, yeah. So some TV5 alam ko capitalized on that hype. They got the boys and Yusuf to come on the show and teach Baron Geisler some moves. So, those things are scripted by the television show, diba? So, to me kasi, if it were not scripted, it would have been much worse. I feel like see FD would have, legit tried to fight them for real. Kasi he's huge. The guy is bigger than Grayson Waller. Yeah, tsaka last thing yan. What are they gonna do? Fire him? So I feel like it was a really well worked work. So it was too good to be.
I just want to end this by saying I love Grayson Waller, one of my favorite performers, and I appreciate that man every time we see him on TV.
Yeah, yeah, he's a great dude. Please go listen to our interview with him if you haven't yet.
All right, let's go to NXT and talk about Trick Williams. Kasi this week, Ilya Dragunov finally gave him his championship match. It will happen on Vengeance Day. Then kita mo dito sa reaction ni Melo, parang, teka lang, may plano tayo Magpa-finals tayo ng Dusty Classic. Tapos dapat mananalo tayo dun, di ba? So now Trick is essentially doing double duty at Vengeance Day kasi he has a tag with Melo if they make it to the Dusty Finals. And then he has his championship match against Ilya Dragunov. So I think this is a very interesting dynamic that they've added to the Vengeance Day build-up.
Yeah. Okay, sure na ako na dito mangyayari yung breakup nila ni Melo. Kasi you have 2 matches and then now Melo has a kind of a justifiable reason to snap on you. Diba? Kasi for sure, you're losing the Dusty Finals, the Dusty Classic Finals. So, for whatever reason, your mind was on the championship match, diba? So that's going to be his impetus to screw Trick over for his championship shot. So ito na yan. I think this is the final. Melo gets to finish his story before Cody does.
Yeah, same thing. This development makes me think na the turn will happen at Vengeance Day. Like the Dusty finals will go on first. And then they will lose to the ano yung tawag sa team nila, the Corbin and
Wolf Dogs.
The Wolf Dogs there. The Wild Boars.
The Wild Boars.
So they will lose to
Pinag-isipan ni
them.
Bron yun sa shower wag niyo anin yun.
They will lose to them in the opening, and then the turn will happen in the main event. So parang ano lang. Again, this is like Gargano Ciampa all over again.
Yeah. Sigero, go ahead.
No. I was I said what I said. This is going to be the turn for them. Well acted. Interesting device that they use to book 2 matches for them and to say, well, technically it's 1 match because you're not supposed to know if they make it all the way to the finals yet.
Yeah, okay.
So you're only assuming.
Pero parang ganun na rin, na-telegraph na rin siya.
Yeah. No, kasi I mean, if I'm Melo, tama naman yung pag-worry ko. Kasi, I mean, I'm not planning to lose, right? So, I'm assuming we're making it all the way to the finals. And now, I know that my boy has potentially 2 matches and he's not going to be devoting his entire brain power to our match. To the match I'm in.
Oh, considering na medyo airhead pa yung character ni Trick, di ba?
Yeah.
Napaka-naive, di ba? So may pagka-airhead. Parang, ito na nga lang brain power mo, divided pa yung focus mo, di ba? Kung ikaw si Melo, di ka ba mabubuisit, di ba? Speaking of Melo, he's double dipping now between NXT and SmackDown. There was a vignette of him on SmackDown last week where he was sitting in Nick Aldis's office. And, unfortunate injury to Melo and Austin Theory aside, what do you think about him having his own little side quest as a rookie on SmackDown where medyo conveniently nai-ignore na he's got heelish tendencies na ulit on NXT?
Yeah, I'm weird. I don't like this. Only because they've established na isa yung threads that run between the main roster and NXT. So all of a sudden, we're being asked to ignore the fact na, okay, we're being asked to think about this na, okay, iba ka pala dito sa SmackDown compared to NXT until you turn heel. Then I guess you turn heel on SmackDown as well. But yun nga, you're right na parang wala ka ibang kwento nangyayari. Parang wala ka ibang friends na naapakan sa NXT right now, diba? So it's unusual, it's uncharacteristic talaga because they've done a good job so far. Like kunyari, a couple of weeks ago, diba, Kevin Owens came by to cost Grayson Waller the match versus Trick Williams, diba? So that is how I know that they're paying attention to both and they're asking us to pay attention to both. So now this is weird na all of a sudden compartmentalize si Melo.
Teka, Emil, bago ka sumagot. Devil's advocate. What if si Melo, yung parang siyang in real life na pag nasa bagong workplace ka, medyo, di ka pa makabasag pinggan, medyo demure ka pa, pero pag kasama yung tropa mo, sige, whatever, no holds barred.
Yeah, I could see that type of mentality. You know? It's the environment that makes Melo act a certain way. Pero to be fair kasi, hindi pa naman nag-turn heel si Melo on NXT eh. Like, I can still see him as a babyface. You know, pag nag-turn heel na siya, tas babyface pa din siya sa SmackDown, yun na yung problema.
No, I mean, ang problem ko is like, no one is coming up to him backstage or at least making a reference. Like, Waller isn't coming up to him backstage and saying that, on SmackDown backstage and saying that, oh, where's your boy Trick? Did you finally, or whatever, did you finally ditch him or did you finally, do something with him because you were the one who attacked him secretly that we all know about, it's you. wala man lang hint na everyone on SmackDown is aware of what he and his best friend are going through.
Oh, so parang lumalabas, di sila nanonood ng NXT.
Oo.
Okay.
Busy daw sila eh. All right, we're going to wrap things up here with some AEW talk. And a segment that stood out is the interview between Renee Paquette and the Young Bucks, who now are going by Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, the EVPs of AEW. So, kaya sila nakaganyan, kaya nakamustache na lang sila. Sabi nila, something changed over the last few years sa AEW. So, nire-reference sila yung mga toxic, self-serving, cancerous superstars of the past. And then for them, it starts with Sting. And that's why they want to end Sting's career at Revolution. Gusto nila sila yung final opponent ni Sting. So, later on in the show, there was actually a vignette from Sting and Darby Allin where they said na they wanted to end Sting's career na hawak nila yung AEW World Tag Team Championship. So now, it looks to me na parang baka three-way to with Ricky Starks and Big Bill getting involved. So, medyo makalat now that new dynamic is being introduced because this in itself, yung bagong attitude ng Young Bucks, is worth talking about in and of itself.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's just a red herring to parang build up the intrigue for whatever or whoever ang magiging final opponent ni Sting, right? But I think it's gonna be these guys. It's interesting. I love it. One thing that the fans don't give the Young Bucks or, Nicholas and Matthew credit for is that they are the very best in pushing people's buttons. It's parang, if you hate the Young Bucks, it's because they want you to hate them. Kasi it's how they make their money, really. It's how they've made their money. They've made their money being annoying little shits. And Carlo, exactly. Kasi they have, they have wanted you to hate them. Yeah, they're trolls.
Yeah, exactly.
They've wanted you to hate them for so long. And now they took a page from Chris Jericho's book. I don't know if Chris Jericho is the right person to be getting inspiration from right now, but they did. They did take some of the '08 Jericho playbook. They stripped everything that people loved about them. Yung out of this world personas, even the sneakers. They're in there wearing leather shoes now. And so really interesting. I know. I personally don't like it when personal drama is involved, but syempre, it's what fans like to see. I also like to see it myself sometimes when it's done this way. Maganda yung pagka-reference to them, pagka-work into the story nung backstage happenings that have happened over the past 2 years with CM Punk in the company. I think it was a pretty medyo seamless way of integrating it into their current chapter, diba? So that's pretty cool. It's not may finesse yung pagkagawa nila. So I like that. I like what they did with that. I don't know if they can sustain it. It's only, the whole backstage drama fueled storyline is only going to get you so far. Then I think, but so far it's fresh because it touches on what people wanted them to touch on ever since Rollout in 2022. So there's some things to look forward to. It doesn't touch on CM Punk in doing so. Syempre, they have channeled it into their feuds with other similar or, medyo similar superstars or medyo similar wrestlers. So that's cool. I like how they're handling it right now.
Yeah, same thoughts here. We have seen the Young Bucks for years now, like more than 10 years. And I like it when wrestlers who have this established persona, established gimmicks. I like it when they reinvent. And this is a reinvention that I welcome. Like Rose said, it's definitely reminiscent of 08 Jericho, where they again stripped everything that people associate them by and had this new look, new attitude. Nakasuit nga din eh. So medyo talagang parehas eh. So I welcome this development and definitely looking forward to seeing them wrestle once they come back and wrestle again.
Glendale, BTE is done. Diba? They ended BTE already.
Being the Dark Order now.
One thing I like about this character change is that finally inacknowledge nila in kayfabe or in canon na EVP sila. Because it was always one of those wink, wink, nudge, nudge things that everybody knew na EVP sila. Pero in kayfabe, in canon, diba? They had to go through the power rankings. They had to go through number one contenders matches and become tag team champions and all of that stuff. So finally, na-acknowledge nila na EVP sila. So I think that was a nice touch in this reinvention of the Young Bucks or Nicholas and Matthew Jackson.
Si Cody kasi in-acknowledge nyo sa WWE. So sila na rin, di ba?
Why not? Diba? Kulang na lang na magpakita rin si Kenneth Omega.
Tyson Smith.
So we still have a bit of time here. Do you guys want to talk about that main event from Dynamite? Did it live up to the billing? Yung match ni Joe and whoever the guy is?
Yes, definitely. It lived up
Sino
to
ba
the
yun?
hype.
Sino yung kalaban niya?
Si Hook. Definitely live up to the hype. I love the match. Heading in, there were high expectations kasi inaabangan din ng tao because of TK's Twitter rant a week ago. So people were really looking forward to this. And it was only 9 minutes, but both of these guys cooked. And I actually mentioned this on a tweet earlier na it's a modern day take on Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy from 2002, where you got this main eventer, the world champion, going up against someone up and coming. And it's very similar na underdog si Hook dito. And there were so many times where defeated talagang usually if Joe does a move, it's over. But Hook keeps kicking out of Joe's moves. He even kicked out at one off of a muscle buster. So that's how impressive Hook was in this match. And again, I will also say this is my pick of the week as well. So we will discuss this more in the next pick of the week episode.
Maganda yung incorporate na Swerve and Hangman towards the end, like after Hook got beat. So I appreciated that. Great way then to transition into Joe's next real story, which is these guys who are hovering around the World Championship scene. So good stuff from Dynamite, especially after the big brouhaha on social media. Ito, Emil, since you've seen it, was the juice worth the squeeze?
What?
Was it worth it, yung panggugulo ni TK on Twitter?
I mean, you can say in a way yes, kasi both of the main event of the title matches on main events on Raw and Dynamite got boosted a little bit because of that Twitter brouhaha. Like, people wouldn't meme Jinder Mahal to death if it wasn't for TK in that tweet, diba? And also same thing, this match wouldn't be hyped up if TK, kung di nangyaalam si TK and had that Twitter rant. So I think both of the world title matches got a boost from the Twitter brouhaha from last week. So I
think that this is just me basing it off the industry reactions about. but I think it's worth the squeeze for everyone except TK. Because the whole thing, his whole tirade against WWE, not against Jinder, but against WWE writing, was backfired on him. Like backfired sa kanya. Kasi people, I don't know if people really loved the Jinder match the way I did, but it was well done. It was. I see good things being said about it, diba?
Veer came.
Yeah, Veer came. Alam mo yun?
Sangha too.
And they had themselves a nice main event. It might have even worked out for TK if if WWE's plans got derailed because of Seth's injury, diba? So at least there's that. I think it's petty, yes, definitely very petty, but it worked. But I hope that that's not how that's not how he conducts business moving forward. Because again, doesn't make it good, doesn't make it acceptable.
So moral of the story here, di porket bilyonaryo ka, pwede ka na mag-tweet.
Yep.
Baka mamaya, lumabas si Bryan Danielson, confiscate niya yung phone mo. Lalagay ka sa noisy boys. All right, time for us to wrap it up here. Let's get some plugs. Emil, anything going on in your world?
Wala naman. Just follow me on all my socials. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. So there, just follow me, EML_Meister.
All right, Ro?
Yeah, same. Nothing big happening just yet. Syempre, DexCon WrestleStorm is happening on March 24, 23 for the meet and greet. You can go buy those. Tickets have been flying, for one reason or another. So if you want to catch the Calamari Drunken Kings, confirm na si Chris Brooks ay pupunta despite his surgery kasi he's getting better now. And he's
guys, pasalamat tayo kay Miss Vergara, VP for promotions.
Kay Madam Shane for bringing us the gift of the Calamari Drunken Kings. Yeah. Two sets of kings are coming to that show. But yun, shit, what's the site? I forgot the site. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Matchmaker Linus. I don't know what the site is. But go to DexCon, head to DexCon on Facebook. All the details are there. The ticket page is there. And may different packages na pwede mong bilhin. You can get the gold VIP package that has you'll get your name on the wall there on the show. Tapos you'll get exclusive hospitality, pre-show hospitality, the VIP lanes venue, and all that other good stuff. Pati yung pass sa meet and greet on the 23rd. That's the day before. So go check that out while meron pa. All right. So yeah.
All right. For me, if any of you are going to be at the PBA playoff games tomorrow, it's my first playoffs. So I'm going to be doing hype man duties at Phil Sports Arena, formerly known as Ultra. So that's tomorrow. And on Sunday, sana matuloy na. But we're working on something new for the PBA on TV in time for the playoffs. So if that pushes through, I will post about it on social media. So you can go check that stuff out as well. It's at _StanC on all of my socials. For the podcast, it is at Wrestling2XPod on Twitter and on TikTok, and then at Wrestling Podcast on Facebook and on Instagram. On Spotify, if you haven't yet, please give us a follow. It really means a lot to us. Marami siyang nagagawa rin for our algorithm. Carlo Elijah, I'm doing both games. So tuhog tayo on for every hype man day I've got. Tuhog tayo.
Oh, by the way,
thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue. Sorry, my bad. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna thank Babyface producer Jasper and the rest of the other Babyface producers over at the Pod Network for all of the work that they do behind the scenes.
Yeah, no. Sorry. I forgot to talk about it. But guys, if you want a new Pasabay batch, I know there have been a lot of good merch. WWE has been on fire with the Judgment Day. Bigyan din ng pera si R-Truth para mabigyan din ng pera yung mga kasama niya sa Judgment Day, diba? And Roots of Fight also
para may cut si Tom at si Nick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Roots of Fight also unveiled a brand new CM Punk collection of all the people, of all the wrestlers assigned to Roots of Fight. Had to be CM Punk. And the merch had to be beautiful. If you want those, we are also buying those. I got myself a Rey Mysterio shirt from Roots of Fight last year. Stan and I have been thinking about the next Roots of Fight purchase as well. So kung may gusto kayo from Roots of Fight or WWE shop, please do give us a message and let us know. Baka we could put together something before WrestleMania.
Stan, you're on mute.
You're on mute. Last TV plug.
Sorry, that brings us to the end. Hindi na, okay na. Nag-happy road noises si Ro eh. Okay na. Kumota na. Oh, hintayin nyo matapos tong stream, tapos rewind nyo na lang. Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. Follow us at Rowan's Bar, at EML_Meister, at Monday Night Rowan, at Chino Supersize, and at _Stan C. On behalf of Emil Nate and Ro Moran, my name is Stan C. Ending another episode of the Wrestling Podcast. Stay safe, stay healthy, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast. Out. Later, weirdos.
Peace.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.